what are the intangibles in terms of flavour and the Barossa? I always think there's almost an inherent generosity with how I get welcomed here, and that's not about the size of the portion.
No,
that's
no.
maybe we could just talk a little bit about that.
I think one of the really important things we have in the Barossa is true hospitality. I mean, it's true. It's welcoming people to us is very, very strong. And the other thing is the Barossa wine community and food community too. The way we see Barossa as more important than the individual brand. I don't know of anywhere else in the world where I see people come together with such pride about the region that transcends their own label. And it really does happen. And I travel all over the world, and there's something, you know, I can ring up anyone in the Barossa, anyone in the wine or food industry, and they will help me if I have an issue. And it's something that's rare and wonderful, and may we never lose it.
What are the really classic marriages in terms of great varieties and foods, and how do people sort of incorporate that, not just in restaurant lists, but more importantly with what they do at home?
Well, I love Eden Valley Riesling and Clear Riesling. Oh no, I love Eden Valley Rieslings, of course.
That's brilliant.
And I love them even more when they have age on them.
Mm-hmm.
But our great Rieslings of the Barossa, it is absolute classic that you should have them with seafood. But there are many other things. Semillon, or Semillon, because I'm a grape grower. I love Semillon. Semillon with Yabbies. Semillon has the ability to a beautiful roast chook. Mm-hmm. Very, very simple. Grenache, the lighter of our Barossa reds, it's also would go with a roast chook or with a barbecue. I love the idea of big Barossa reds with game, you know, with kangaroo, with venison, with beef. And, you know, I'm actually a Chardonnay girl too, as a food wine, because if you don't want to drink red, a Barossa Chardonnay will sit well with, it has enough grip to sit well with most meats. Food and wine matching is one of the most difficult things you do. It's a bit like when I have a Seppel's Florfino sherry and brains and burnt butter. It will just blow your mind.
Sure.
But there are food marriages that are made in heaven, and you pull them in, but just to be so general is very difficult.
But at the same time, I hope that with food and wine matching, we shouldn't get too caught up with the orthodoxy. I think it isn't the thing to have a go when you're at home to play around with the flavours.
Absolutely. A good food and wine match elevates both, right? And so the fun of trialing what goes with what, it is about going, red wine with fish, particularly tuna. You know, it's a great thing. So if you love a wine and you love food, you'll find a way of putting them together.